Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, the videos from Twitter, it reads, the EBT abuse is coming to an end. The viral 28-year-old mother of 9 who's pregnant with triplets and makes videos about spending thousands of dollars a month on food stamps has just had her EBT terminated. This woman would have had 12 kids, 100% supported by taxpayer-funded food stamps. Trump is ending the abuse. Hey, and when you watch this video, it's like, when you watch this video, man, you know, it does gross you out. Or at least that's what it did for me, you know. Being that this is how Eve moves, you know, and you could tell that she's proud about this, man. There's no shame behind, you know, what she's doing. You know, the fact that she's comfortable with allowing E, because this is the thing, especially about Jake. And it's not just Jake that's on these government assisted programs. You got Edomites on them too, right? But Jake makes it generational, man. You know, it'll be from their grandmother to their mother to their daughter, you know, to the kids. Everybody will be on it, right? So they're so used to, as the scripture says, going to the enemy for the one of all things. Understand we're in captivity, but Jake fully allows, you know, the dependency of Esau, and they fully become, as the scripture says, and I'll grab it here, out the book of Isaiah 36. Matter of fact, Isaiah 36 and 6, it says, it's Jeremiah. So Isaiah 36 and 6, it says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh king of Egypt to all that trust in him. So here it is. It says, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed. The reed is what a support system, right? It says on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, right, here it is, you're putting your trust or confiding within the system, right, leaning upon it. It says, if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it, as the elder Shaquat of our camp always says, man. Esau, the devil always wants his money back, right? So here it is, you're trusting in the system, which ultimately is going to harm you, you know? Esau does nothing out of the quote-unquote goodness of his heart. There's always an ulterior motive. See, because when you trust within these systems and you're fully set in them, once he takes them or snatches them away from you, then you're what? You're left destitute. Now you're going to be begging him even harder for the next meal, so to speak, man. You're going to be begging for the next way to survive. And this is ultimately what's going to happen to that Indub right there. She has 12 or 9 kids and says she's pregnant with triplets now. Hey, and she's relying on Esau to feed her. So when E cuts it off as he's dead, hey, now she's going to be completely destitute. You can't tell us that, hey, a woman like this not about to accept the MOTB, man. Her and the kids, they're going to be through. She's fully set in this system. She's not going to make it, man. Here it is. You know, she's got 9 children, spending thousands of dollars of EBT a month. You know, and you know the food that she's getting is BS, all processed food. You know, and I'll just show. Look, this is what she's cooking for her kids. Eggos, 2 boxes of Eggos. And pork. And then Jake wonder why they're so big, man. Look at how look at the diet that this consists of, man. A pan full of pork with butter and oil, 2 pans of pork with butter and oil, and then waffles slathered with just country crock on it, man. Now here it is, you know. She's, has $1,000 in food stamps, but she got new red weave in. Jake's priorities are completely destroyed, man. But it's beautiful to see because she has to partake in that famine, man. She has to partake in it. It's like I'm trying to pause it without. There we go. She has to partake in that famine. And here it is. Damn. There we go. She has to partake within famine, man. Right? So here it is. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to grab another precept. It says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And she's completely trusting within this system. But now E is cut off them stamps, man. Right? So as the scripture says in the book of Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, which we're going to grab. Right? This is Isaiah 32:9. And it reads, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Because, she's been made comfortable here. Living off the system, not work. So more than likely, if she's got EBT for thousands of dollars, she's more than likely on some type of government-assisted housing. And they're paying, compared to the average person, pennies to the dollar on rent, man. She could be paying less than $20. Right? It says, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Now, it's no problem, if you're receiving some type of government assistance, but you're working, to get out of it. Hey, we use the word, don't abuse it, right? But at the same time, man, she's abusing it. And E, and I believe it was one of the elders that was speaking about, E isn't even, just happy at the fact that that these programs are being snatched from Jake. They're mad at the fact that, Jake has been living off the system and is, I believe they said something along the lines of not only that Jake is living off the system, but the fact that their lives are now just as bad as theirs. It's like the term misery loves company. When other people see other people suffering, it makes them, feel better about their condition. And that's what's going on right now in Babylon, man. People aren't just happy that, even when you look at the Northern Kingdom, people aren't just happy that the Northern Kingdom are being deported. They're happy at the fact that someone else is catching more hell than them. That's why they're happy, man. So it's like them seeing someone else go through some pain is bringing a little comfort or joy into them to distract them from their horrible life right now, man. That's really what's happening, man. Right? This is Isaiah 32:9. It says, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. A woman like this, end up like this, she's not about to make it, man. The fact when food when the food becomes a scarcity, that in itself is going to drive her crazy. She's going to end up eating her children. Because look at the diet that it consists of. You see no vegetables. You see no type of fruit. No grain. And then you see pork. That means the rest of the food that she eats is what? Heavily processed, full of dairy, bad meats, shellfish. Right? Not going to make it, man. Which is beautiful because Jake needs that reset. And we're not going to care what happens to Jake, man. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Right, so the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All your government-assisted programs, how you been living off the system. Because when you go back into the garden, this is the vision that the serpent pitched unto Eve, man. Oh, you can depend upon me. You could depend upon the system that I built for you. You don't need a man within that household. I am your man. Trust me. And that's what she did. She threw her man off to the side to destroy the family structure. And basically said, I'll allow the government to raise my children. They're going to feed them. They're going to clothe them. They're going to educate them. And all I have to do is continue living the careless life that I want. not thinking that any consequences would be a part of this. Well, guess what? Yahweh Shema Shai is cutting off those avenues of your comfort, right? Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. And it's beautiful that a majority of our women are being affected now. Even the women who aren't completely living on the system, they're getting their jobs stripped away from them as well. Because Yahweh Shema Shai hates a prideful spirit, man. A majority of our women are extremely prideful. He is giving them the sense of pride by what? By them being able to become educated and them holding their degrees up above a man's head if he doesn't have one. Hey, shit, even if he does. Right? Them using the moniker, oh, I'm an independent woman, I don't need no man. Let's see how far that goes when you aren't able to get your everyday comforts, man. When your dollar isn't stretching as far. You know? When certain tasks need to be done that just can't. Then let's see how it goes, man. We're in the midst of a changing of times, man. Right? It says, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Now you have food scarcity, you have food shrinkflation and inflation. In the midst of what? In the midst of a division at an all-time high. In the midst of martial law happening in major cities. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So, they're going to beg for these systems to come back online, man. They're going to beg for Esau to come forth with a solution to get them out of this rut. And the system that he brings is going to be what? It's going to be on the grid, man. You know, it's going to be digital, a CBDC, central banking digital currency, man. And it's going to be linked right into the MOTB, the CHI to the P. And these people are going to beg for that solution. She's going to beg for this solution. Her children are going to get it. And what does that give you? That gives you a judgment of thermonuclear fire from Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Right? So let's grab this precept here in the book of Jeremiah 18. Right? Because this is something that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to have to endure. Which really is going to be sent forth to destroy you. Because Yahweh Shema Shai is bringing forth these plagues to do exactly that. Right? This is Jeremiah 18 and 21. Because this is about Eve losing her support, which is beautiful to see, man. It's beautiful to witness. Right? Because these are the same niggas that scoff, you know, that go on TikTok and make their videos, that talk mess about the prophets of Yahweh Shema Shai and about the Lord himself. Right? Jeremiah 18:21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. Let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them. For they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. Yet, Lord, thou knowest all their counsel against me to slay me. Forgive not their iniquity, neither blot out their sin from their sight, but let them be overthrown before thee. Deal thus with them in the time of thine anger. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shema Shai is going to do. Deliver their children up to famine, pour out their blood by the force of the sword, you know, allow their young men to be slain in battle. Right? Let a cry be heard from their houses, because the troops is coming. Hey, what is a woman like this going to do in time of all hell breaking loose? She can't run from nothing. She has no protector or head. So when all these kids are hungry, what is she going to do? Eat them. Right? Or they're going to eat her. Whichever comes first. Right? When we go into the book of Lamentation, it speaks about Slaki. Lamentation 4 and 8, it says, their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through the want of the fruits of the field. Right? Basically, you starving to death. This is a painful, slow death, man. Because you're literally, your body is literally eating itself. You're watching yourself lose weight. Your mind is being altered by the fact that you're not eating. You lose body mass. You lose water weight. Right? The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. And that's boiled. They cook their own kids, man. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. And that's literal. That's literal, man. Let's go into another precept. Second Ezra 15. And I'm going to start here at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? The government officials, they're going to be sought out by the public. Right? When we go into the book of Job, it says, all the hands of the wicked shall come upon them. But it's speaking of, when you go into that word wicked, it's the word aimal, which means workers, right? Or the workmen, right? It says, and man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So here it is, man. And it's hundreds to thousands of women, all across Babylon who are living lives just like that, who are now feeling it. They've been comfortable for way too long. Yahweh Shema Shai is uprooting all that and bringing forth hell, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. The scriptures tell us, in the book of 1 Peter 4 and 17, for the judgment, matter of fact, I just grabbed it, must first start at the house of Israel, man. So that's what Yahweh Shema Shai is doing. 1 Peter 4 and 17. And it reads, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Shema Shai. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shema Shai? And that's the 2/3. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So Jake don't have a chance, man. These type of individuals, man, they don't stand a chance. They're through, man. They're through. But that's the point, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakaha Kwadash. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.